Hello and welcome, FNTV viewers, members alike. This is our first annual Monday member meeting. I'm really excited to share today's topics with you guys. Because this is a member forum where any member can interact and come on TV with me and just talk back and forth, I'm very casual today. My show, Fashionology Today, has just finished its season 3 finale. And before season 4 starts at the end of August 29th, we are redoing our set. So bear with us. In any case, today we are talking about big box stores. What are they? How do you sell to them? Should you sell to them? I'm going to play you a video real quick, and then we're going to take the video apart page by page. And hopefully I'm going to answer all your questions. This video will be in your member portal forever. So you can always go back, look at it, write things down, email us. That's what we're here for, right? This is the very non-scripted version of the Fashion Network, where our network is a multi-level platform TV network where we air daily fashion TV shows, both live and pre-taped, where we syndicate TV shows, of course, and where we have a forum, the Fashion Forum, and our member platforms. This allows everyone from any area within the fashion industry to be involved, interact, and of course, our mission statement, this connect, collaborate, and create. That's what we're here for. All right, so take a look at this video and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Let's take it slide by slide. That's how I kind of broke it down for this member meeting. Okay, so I'm going to add it to the stream and I'm going to pause each page here. So, all right, first page. Oops, that didn't go very well, did it? Let's back up here a little bit. There we go. All right, paused. Okay, how do you sell to Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's, and other big box stores? Should you sell to a big box store? Why sell at big box stores? And what happens when you sell them? So let's start with the first one. How do you sell them? Actually, let me back up. What is a big box store? By definition, they get their name big box stores instead of discount stores because they are a giant box. If you look at any of them via, Sam's Club, E-Mart, which is in Asia, BJ's, other different ones, Costco, they're all a box. And they do that for various reasons, but primarily it's financially beneficial, right? It's very simple to create a box. Therefore, within the box are aisles, and they're all very similar, right? They're broken down into, of course, your food section, footwear. Of course, you've got the cases with jewelry, your electronics. And of course, in the very middle is typically your apparel. So big box stores is because of the way that they are basically within the earth. They're just a box. A lot of people say, why do we sell them? And should I sell them? So let's go another page here and talk about that. All right. Big box stores buy large quantities. They buy, thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands, depending on what you're selling them and if they like it and if they want to buy it again, and so on and so forth. But it's very labor intensive. So we're going to talk about that later on. It's also very financially intensive. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right, the next slide is talking about the research, which is what everyone should do when they are thinking about selling to a big box store. We just talked about what is it and how did they get their name. How do they buy branded items? So let's talk Uggs or North Face or Under Armour, Nike, right? Most of us have gone into a big box store and we've seen these items. So most people don't know that they buy them through what is called the gray industry or diverting. Basically, they're not buying most of their product direct from the brands. Very genius way to do this, and that started when they first developed in about 1996. When they first came onto the scene, it was thought that they were buying direct from those sources. But in reality, I can tell you personally that they do not buy most of their product direct from those manufacturers. They buy them through companies that divert them. What is diverting? Diverting is more so where a company is created that is not owned by the big box stores. So we'll just pretending hypothetically, I own 3 boutiques, and in them I sell name branded denim. Okay, we're just going to 7 denim. Okay, just hypothetically. And then you want to sell the 7 denim in quantity. Big box stores will then go to someone like you that has 3, 4, 10, 30 stores and buy product from you. Then you are responsible for providing it to the big box stores. You're responsible for shipping, labeling, SKUs, so much more. We'll talk about that in a minute. What is diverting? Diverting is then taking your product and instead of keeping all of it within your store or stores, you divert it to Costco, Sam's Club, and so on. Liquidating is different. Liquidating is when you go into a Macy's or Dillard's, or when Lord & Taylor was closing down, you go into Lord & Taylor and you buy, let's just say, all of their Nautica shorts, swim trunks, and t-shirts. You don't care what they are, you buy them all. And you buy them for a fraction of what they're being sold for. And so you come to an agreement with a large company like, we'll say, Lord & Taylor, and you then liquidate. You're basically providing them liquid money. And therefore, you're taking all of their product for a fraction of the cost. And then you can sell it to the big box stores. So therefore, these stores mostly receive their products through diverting, liquidating, and the gray market. We actually already have a question. So let's put this up there. I'm going to remove the slide. The question says, does Costco buy footwear from brands? And I think they mean, does Costco buy footwear from a brand company that's not maybe Nike, Uggs, Under Armour? That's a really good question. Today, they don't buy many footwear brands or any other brands, whether it's, denim or t-shirts or polos that are not from branded companies. And again, to these companies, branded means something that pretty much everyone recognizes, because the whole reason that you're buying something from a Sam's Club or Costco, for example, is because you're getting it at a fraction of the price. So unfortunately, unless you're a name brand basically a household brand, you're not going to be able to sell direct to any of these companies. Okay, so that's a great question. We're going to add back here and kind of continue on. The next slide is talking about, a little slow here, I believe the design stage, but we'll get there. My goodness. I need to make them less long. We're moving on, my goodness. Doesn't feel like it's moving. Let's go. There we go. It was not moving. I'm sorry. Okay. The decision stage, right? That's correct. So again, research. And it says right there in red that your profit per item is typically less than $1. So why would you sell them then if you're only going to make maybe 60 cents for each unit? It's because you're going to sell large quantities. And in doing so, you do make a large profit, but it's over large quantities. So it can be very financially intensive and demanding, both because you're making a lot of money because of the large quantities you're selling, but it's very demanding because you have to put the money up front. And then you have to make sure that that 60-cent profit is still there at the end of the day, which isn't a lot of wiggle room. Let's see. Yep, this is what we talked about. Very labor intensive, and that it could end tomorrow. Now, what do I mean by labor intensive? Labor intensive, I'm referring to that if you're going to sell these big box stores, you have to do it in large quantity. They're not going to buy 20 pieces of a Patagonia jacket. They want to buy 200 pieces per store or more. So in order for you to have that large quantity, you're going to have large resources. And it's then very labor intensive to be able to take each of those items, thousands of items, and take apart traditional tag and put your tag and put their SKU and their label and their size scale on every item. It's not easy selling big box stores, but that's why we're talking about it today in our Monday member meeting. So let's keep going here. We're going to talk a little bit more about honing your craft. What does that mean? And to me, it means go to your local big box stores. Okay, go see what's in your big box stores. Do they have items that you carry in your stores? Because most of us watching today are not going to have a brand that is going to be bought by the big box stores. If you believe you have a sellable item, though, then you connect with corporate. Each company has a different corporate office, and more so, they have different divisions and different corporate offices located across the entire world. If you're selling, Costco Asia, you're talking to the buying offices in Asia. If you're selling Costco Australia, you're talking to the buying offices in Australia. In order to do that, you're not working traditional business hours. A lot of people think it's just very easy and it's exciting, and it is. It's exciting, but it's also very intensive. If you believe you have an item that you're going to sell them, you connect with corporate and you meet the buyers and bring your item and you see what happens. If they like your item, then you will receive a purchase order. And then you take the purchase order and do what I was talking about. You need to fill the order, you need to ship it. But in order to do all that, it's very labor intensive, which we talked about. And then finally, depending on what your terms are that you agreed to at the very beginning, when you first signed on with them, you're going to get paid in 30, 60, 90 days. So it's very financially draining. And it can be exciting. And we're going to talk more about honing your craft after this amazing commercial break. And then we'll be back. And we've got a lot of questions that people are asking us, which will be great too. And I'll answer those in just a minute. Stay with us. Here's a commercial from Tide.
Rise, entrepreneur. Take that first step towards freedom. So long to the old routine. Welcome to your new venture. There's an industry that needs disrupting, ideas you should be challenging. It takes courage to do what you love. We'll help you begin your journey. As a business like you, dedicated to you, we can take on tomorrow together with a business account you could open today. Entrepreneurs across the UK. Start your business with Tide.
And welcome back to August 7th, Monday member meeting, where today we're talking about how to sell to, and if you should, sell to big box stores. We have another question, so we're going to put that up here. It is, do you have to provide the SKUs and tags? That's a great question. And the answer is yes. So I think what you mean is providing, the basically the MSRP tags and so on. And yes, like I said, you need to physically be able to buy those and source them. You also have to have machines in order to create the SKUs. Now the big box store will provide you the SKUs, but you have to be able to take them from a computer into a program and print them. More labor intensive aspects of selling to big box stores. Again, also financially intensive. People don't understand how much it is, how much it takes in order to be a valuable provider for these stores. It is incredibly difficult. And it is very intensive, but it can be incredibly rewarding. We're going to add back in the stream and continue on here with our next slide. Here we go, which is the selling and labor stage. Even though I've talked about it a little bit, let's get into it in depth. A warehouse is a must. You're not going to be selling, like I said, 10 or 20 pieces. You're going to be selling hundreds and thousands of pieces in order to provide these stores with the quantities they demand. In order to do that, you're going to have a warehouse, at least one. You might have warehouses on each side of the country and in the middle of the country as well. I know this personally, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of financial commitment. So the labor intensive part, like I said, you must be able to add your SKUs and theirs and tags and so on and so forth. You must be able to ship on time. You must meet shipping deadlines. If you miss deadlines, they can immediately cancel your order. And expect returns. This is huge and it has become more and more part of the big box genre, I suppose, or how big box stores do things. They often will send you back part of what you provided them, part of the order, and claim damage. It can be as simple as a handbag collection that you provided them thousands of SKUs, and 100 of them, they've decided the zipper doesn't work to their satisfaction. To you and me, the zipper's perfect, but to them, it's not. So expect returns. They're called RAs, and they're damages. Again, you need to be able to financially handle that. Can you then take those and sell them back in your stores? Maybe you need to sell them online. All of this is part of deciding if you're going to sell to a big box store. In conclusion today, talking about big box stores and through our member meeting today, the Fashion Network can connect you. We can guide you, we can connect you, we can provide you the resources to find out if you have a viable item to sell Costco. This is contacting our fashion agent department. We have more than 20 years experience within this sector of the fashion industry. And you can contact our fashion agent department today. Simply email support@thefashiontv.com. That's support@thefashiontv.com. That's it for today's Member Monday meeting. I hope you'll join us next month in September. I believe it's Monday, September 11th. And we're going to talk about many things as the months move forward. We also would love to hear from you, our valuable members. If there's a topic you want to discuss, please send us information about that. We're excited to have you guys and to see some of you here today jumping online and sending us questions. It's great. We want more questions and more interaction. We hope you'll be a collaborative effort within the network itself. I am Annie Rigsby. I'm the owner of the Fashion Network and CEO, and I value each one of you. So thank you for joining us today, and I appreciate your time and being a member. Make it a great Monday, y'all, and we'll see you soon.